Europe is in the middle. There is, we don't know where the power is. It's not anymore in the state, it's not in Brussels. Either we go back to a national state and we play like Malaysia, or we're going to a union. But staying in this uncertainty will kill Europe simply.
Well, compared to a year ago when there was a risk that Greece will exit the Eurozone, that the Eurozone would break up, that Italy and Spain lose market access, those tail risks have been reduced. They've been reduced because the European Central Bank has created this new program to support the sovereigns, because the Europeans have this new pot of money, the ESM, €500 billion, to help sovereigns and the banks.
That's the permanent bailout fund, if you like,
yes,
for want of a better word.
Absolutely. There has been also politically talk about banking, fiscal, political union. So those tensions have been reduced. But the problem with the Eurozone is that, one, the fundamental problems of the Eurozone have not been resolved. You still have low potential growth. You have an ongoing recession. Debt ratios are still very high in the private and public sector.
And a lack of competitiveness, some might say.
Absolutely. And fourth, the lack of competitiveness has not been resolved as well. So this toxic nexus between lack of competitiveness, debt sustainability, low potential growth and recession is ongoing. And now there is a political backlash, not just in Italy, but throughout the periphery against the austerity. So the fundamental problems of the Eurozone remain with us.
If we carry on the same way as we are, by 2020, the euro might not exist. Because if you look at the patterns of global trade, if we carry on the same as the first 11 years of BRIC life, Germany will be exporting twice as much to China as it does to France by the end of 2020. And as I joked to some of the European policymakers, in such an environment, Germany would want to be in a monetary union with China, not with France.
I think that overall the world is growing wherever we go and wherever we do business all over. We work in more than 80 countries. We do well except for Europe and Italy. But why is that? Is that because Europe is not competitive? Is that because Europe doesn't have technology to sell? Probably not. It needs to go through a discontinuity of how we manage our expenses. So the austerity, was so called, has been spoken a lot as not just a negative fact, but just as the moment where you need to have a fiscal compact, a balancing of your expenses, which is proportional to the revenues you make. And that was the main stream of thinking during this conference.